it's going to be illegal. They're doing something. They're doing this. How all the rumors fly. It's part of the sport. Both those guys said, you know what? I'll guarantee, without even looking at that car, I know those guys, that car will be 100% legal.
It is. And I've heard some of the rumors, too. People question some of the stuff we're doing. And to just dispel those, we are doing everything we can to make that car as legal as the rules are. You know what I mean? By everything we know, it is absolutely to the rules. And it, I hear those things, and it doesn't really get to me, but it kind of frustrates me for my team just for the simple fact that I don't want them being discredited for the work they're doing, too, because we're all putting time and effort into it. They're working really hard, And
I think part of that is that you guys are going with the blue oval over the bow tie, because the blue oval stuff is 180 degrees different than the bow tie stuff.
Right.
It really
more
is.
expensive.
And you look at it, and you automatically sit there and start equating, that Zephyr to a Monty.
Right.
And you're sitting there looking at it going, that ain't the way Chevy did it. It's got to be illegal.
Right.
Well, time out here,
Well, that's
folks.
what everybody says. When you have something different or you're fast and you're winning a lot of races, that's what people say. Though they're cheating somehow.
And I'm sure that's going to happen like with the brand new VS1 from Joey Tanner and X Factor race cars. I'm sure that's going to happen with the new Longhorn modifieds that are out here.
Sure.
Different manufacturers do things differently,
right?
And people are going to sit there and go, that's not the way we're used to doing it. It's got to be illegal.
Right.
Well,
they're cheating somehow, right?
Exactly.
Because it's funny because nobody can win unless they're cheating.
Isn't that funny?
When we started winning with the Cougar, we got labeled as being a cheater.
Right.
And even at some point they were talking about big budget stuff, and I'm like, you see what we're driving?
But your reputation now, everybody knows.
Right.
You guys just don't play that game.
No.
You don't have to. The knowledge of how a race car works is there. The talent in the seat is there. And people know they don't have to worry about you guys cheating to win.
No.
Now there are some guys that do some questionable stuff, and they're going to have those guys.
Right.
But, I mean, when I say questionable, I mean we know, okay.
Like, that's not
right.
legit.
But
and
your reputation in our community, our racing community, is not one of that.
Right. And that's – I work hard for that. And I think I've shown it the last couple of years when we got some of these new cars out here. I fought for keeping the rules the way they were because I wanted them that certain way. So that we could keep the level playing field, so we could keep that type of stuff not out, but just so it doesn't go haywire, So I kind of raised a bunch of stink about cars being legal for that class.
And I would agree with you in a street stock class, you've got to keep that the core of the class, and what it is factory mounting points. You can add weight jacks, but you've got to keep that factory image, the factory piece. And, Corey and I have raised a stink, too, about, slab bodies versus steel bodies.
Right.
See, and versus fiberglass. And that's the thing. That's what makes that class so unique and so special is that it is nothing special.
Right.
You're going out there and you can jack weight into the car and adjust your wedge and things of that nature, your toe, your caster, your camber. But otherwise, it's a street car with a roll cage.
Right. And like Corey's always said, I think that's the reason that people enjoy that class the most is because they can relate to them. It's something.
Well, you show up at a dirt track and you show up and you say, oh, look, there's a Camaro, there's a Mercury Cougar, and then you look at, like, the late models, and people that haven't been to a racetrack before, and what the heck are those things?
But
they're cool because they're loud and they look fast and they're sliding sideways to the corners.
But it doesn't look like anything.
But it's nothing they've ever seen, so they don't identify with it.
Right.
And that's the way the street stocks.
Just like a modified. You're looking at that thing, you're like, that ugly thing, what is that? Until you start to get it. And then, I mean, but you realize now that they're going to be sitting there in the street stock class. I'm like, oh, that's a Monte Carlo. That's a Cougar. That's a Camaro. What the heck is that 99 thing?
And I'm telling you, when Alfred showed me a picture of this car, I said, no. No.
Because I saw the picture before the bill started,
Ugly.
and it looked like something my grandmother would drive to go get groceries.
Yeah, but you know what?
20 years ago.
It is a Futura. It's a Mercury Zephyr Futura. So
is that the sport model?
Yeah, that's the sport model. That's the fancy.
So it had a little smaller back seat.
Yeah, and it's got the pillars are a little bit different, a little more futuristic.
Futuristic, a little more angle on them.
I'll tell you what. When I first saw the picture of the car, I sat there, and the first thing that popped in my mind was, that thing is uglier than a DeLorean.
You know what?
It's bad.
Not only is it just, it looks like a grandma car, but when you bought it, it was baby blue.
It still is.
It's not.
We've almost left it.
No.
It'll still be blue, just not baby blue.
I mean, this thing looked so far from a race car. I said, "You're going to do what with that?"
Yeah. You know
and
what?
Watching the build it's been awesome. It's
you
been a lot
could
of
get
fun.
away with Baby Blue this season.
No, you cannot get with
well,
no.
You could.
No.
He's having a baby boy. I mean, Julia's
Listen.
got one in the oven.
Don't go there. A guy his size gets out of a Baby Blue race car, and his fan base is gone.
Hot pink, dude. Hot
I could pull
pink.
it off.
Who's going to go up to?
We'd-
Who's going to go up to him? I mean, even though he's down about 40, 50 pounds or more, who's going to go up to him and go, "Your car's an ugly color"? Somebody with a death wish.
Well, that's totally beside
This
the
guy
point.
could bench press a Volkswagen.
He two of them. I've seen him do it.
Oh.
It's crazy. It's truly nuts.
That's the thing about you always know which pit is Justin Evans, even when the cars isn't there, because there are no jacks. There's just jack stands. Because you know he's over there just deadlifting that car to put it up on the stands.
What are you putting up now on the bench? I know you've been putting some videos up. I think
yeah,
you did
I don't.
You were looking for 350 last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention. I haven't done a max in
Don't lie to me.
years. I haven't.
Don't you lie to
I
me.
haven't. I
You're
haven't.
unbelievable, Justin.
I haven't.
So,
Unbelievable.
has there ever been a discussion with you and Al of stepping up out of the street stocks?
We did talk about it at one point.
And I'm asking that because of this new build. I'm looking at this car, and I mean, if you take the body off and watch, just zoom in on the pictures like you guys do, you'd think you were building an IMCA modified.
Right. And we've talked about in the past going into modified, but I don't see it happening. I mean, I guess at that point, if I was to go into that, it'd be something I was doing on my own.
Well, but here's the thing, too. You look at the cost of a modified and look at the cost of a street stock. You're really stepping up. I mean,
and
real.
for-
That's a whole other level. You're going to spend way more money on a modified.
And for us, it doesn't make. I mean, because we're spending money, but we're not as deep into that car as people might think.
Right. Well, and that's because of the knowledge you guys have as far as
and doing it all yourself
craftsmanship,
makes
yeah.
a big difference. I mean, there
Right.
are guys out there that know that. I want, I've always been or had a ton of respect for the guys that do it themselves, that build their
Mhm.
own cars
Sure.
and come out and compete and win, and I hope to feel and know what that's like, to get that win. I've built the car. This is the first car I've ever built from scratch. Now I hope I can say that I'm part of that elite group of guys that have just done it themselves.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch you do this car. I know there's a lot of us that are excited to see this thing hit the track and see really what goes on with that particular car and the model that you guys chose to make a street stock. It's going to be fun to watch, and I know you're going to be fast. I mean, you're pretty much fast in everything you've ever been in. So I know you're not racing for a championship. Are you going to tour? Are you going to bounce around quite a bit? Where will we see you most in 2018?
With everything that's going on at home, I honestly would prefer to stay home more than traveling.
Sure.
Just for ease of the family. That way we're close to home. Because
Mhm.
I really only live about 2.5 miles from the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
I love it that much. But we will go down to Grove and race a few weekends. And
Are we
I
going to
really
see? Are
think
we going
that
to see
we're
the big
run-
races? The Jim's 5100, the Wall Banger, the
we
Iron
will be at the
Giant?
Wall Banger and the
Okay.
Iron Giant. And I have some issues with the Iron Giant, so I have to, the last 2 years we raced it have not been good to us.
Yeah.
We've had a good car. The 2 years ago, we started we had front pole, outside pole. We won our heat, won the dash, won everything, lost the tranny at the end of the heat race on the cool down lap. It was awesome.
Ran over to the shop, got another transmission.
Pulled it out, and we did everything we could to get it back. Had it back in, and just couldn't
make the green flag.
Didn't have the problem fixed.
I remember that, and that was unfortunate because you were starting.
Oh yeah,
up
we did
front.
everything we could to
Yeah.
give ourselves the best chance we had to win that race. And then last year was that race was the last night I drove that car.
Yep, that was the
and I made it through turn 2 on the first lap of the heat race, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
She was not happy with you.
No, in no shape or form. I think she knew what was happening and said, "That's it. I'm not going to give you any more fun."
She didn't. She shut her down.
She shut her down, broke parts.
Yeah.
I mean, it was horrible.
But look who showed up. There's Justin Duty.
Oh, yeah.
He's walking. Look, he walks up with a shock in his hand, hits Buzz Mitchell with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's assault.
It is. I saw
he
it,
hugs him.
witnessed. Yeah.
The only other
That
guy I
makes
know
it
is
better.
about your size in a race car right now. Wow, these kids are just huge. So I want to talk to you about this because I think you and I get together and things get a little wild. This is probably the most subdued conversation you and I have had in probably the last 4 or 5 years.
That's probably true. There's a lot of kids around, a lot of people around. I gotta.
We're trying to maintain things. I mean, Justin and I get together and things get real goofy real quick.
Yeah.
So I've been trying. I'm going to tell you guys this on the air. I've been trying really hard to get Justin to get together with me and do a show. We're trying to figure out how to make it work where we can actually keep listeners, because I'll tell you right now, it will not be a family show.
No, we'll have.
It was funny when we started getting ready to go on this. I was looking at Justin and the personality he has, and I know my personality when I get around Justin. I know Corey's personality when he gets around Justin. And I was sitting there, and there's this box we can check that says explicit content. I almost checked the button. I almost checked the button, but then
we do a good job keeping it PG.
But you know what the best part is?
To know I bring the best out in people.
I sat there and I was doing this whole thing, and I turned and I looked to my right, and there's Julia sitting there, within arm's reach of Justin. I'm going, nah, we're good.
We're good. She'll keep him in check. But,
and we got little Zaners right here.
I have tried to get Justin to do a show with me, and I think he's probably being a little more rational about things than I am, because I think if we get together and start doing a show, there might be some trouble.
Yeah.
There might be some trouble.
Yeah, we need to maintain a little bit.
But I'm ready to let it just throw the dice and let it roll.
Let it happen. See
sometimes you got to shoot from the hip.
You do.
And I don't know.
Don't wear that costume again, though. Next time we go to Vegas, no Unabomber costume.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And
I mean,
now
other
I
than
can't
what?
Go back.
Well,
thanks to you.
Just use a fake name.
Okay.
We got a little trouble. Things got a little wild.
They did. Well, anytime you yell "bomb,"
the deer
casino.
It was awesome.
It
was awesome. Justin says, "You won't do it."
You won't. I dare you.
Guess what? Right. Next thing I know, he's running. Justin doesn't run very fast.
No, I don't. Or very far.
Well, you can't run very fast after 14 double 151 strawberry daiquiris.
Whoever thought it was a good idea to give free drinks while people are gambling?
It's not.
That's a horrible idea.
It's not.
It is.
I mean, maybe not for the casino. But
you know the funny part was he tried to run from security. He jumped up and took off running, and you know what he did? 4 left turns.
Just ran right around that machine. I just made it right back to the start. I was like, wow.
And
I was winded.
They were standing there waiting for him.
About jumped the cushion.
He did. Knocked over a bar stool.
I did. Yeah, twisted my loafer off my foot.
It was awesome, though.
We have lost all control.
Oh, man. What is wrong?
You know what? Man. We're going to continue this conversation off the air.
Yeah, we're going to have to, because we're at that point now where there might be a caution flag coming.
A caution flag. Jeremy Means is sitting over here. He's got the black flag in his hand. He's getting ready to come over here and start beating people.
He's already shook it at me a couple of times. He warned me.
He's pointing.
He pre-warned me.
He's pointing.
He's like, I know. I'm used to this. I've seen it though.
He's all in the race.
It's just a threat. He ain't never actually thrown it.
He'll point it at you, but he won't throw it.
Yeah, he does. He hides a finger behind it too.
That's
like the only one that can see it. Nobody else can see it. I've tried to tell people it happens. They don't believe me. They say he's too innocent. He wouldn't do that.
He just let you know you're number one.
Yeah,
you know?
Especially at that point.
You're in first place. You're in first place.
When you're getting the black flag at you. You're definitely number one.
That's
in his
right.
book.
That's right. So again, want to wish you the best in 2018. I want to say thanks for spending some time with us. It's always fun to hang out with Justin Evans, no doubt about it. We're going to be here all through 6 o'clock. You guys want to come down to the Northwest Race Car Show? We're here in the Heritage Mall. We're doing driver live segments, talking to guys. Justin, again, thanks for taking your time with us. We're going to wish you the best of luck with not just racing, but with your new family, the new family member coming.
Yes.
What's his name going to be? Silas. Walter. Okay.
Evans.
Family name.
My last name.
All right.
She did say it was mine.
She
finally let me in on that.
Whoa!
Black flag.
We got to close this segment. Oh my God! She just let him know he's number one. I've never seen her do that. Zane's over here cracking up, laughing like, "Mom, you flipped a bird."
Yeah. Guess what he's doing at school tomorrow?
This means you're number one.
Look at him. Look at those wheels turning.
He's going, yeah, I'm doing it.
Mom's getting a phone call tomorrow.
God.
Race fans, we're going to be back here in just over an hour. Probably about 2 o'clock. We're going to have another Driver Live segment. You never know who's going to pop in.
You never know what's going to happen.
You
never know what's going to happen.
Never.
we might even get Julia back on the air. I mean, she is one of our most favorite guests. Oh, she's sitting over here.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get that.
I just got the black flag, too, so we're done.
No doubt about it.
We're 2 for 3.
Justin, thanks for coming in, bud. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
We'll talk to
Thank
you
you.
soon, and good luck in 2018 with the old Mercury.
Yeah, thank
See
you.
you, buddy.
Appreciate it.